live.
Okay. See your legs coming.
Yeah. It's me. It's off of me. Off the silence.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't know that these are where they need to be. I'll let you sort of figure that out. Actually, I think they're okay. Yep. Yeah, I would just leave it. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Got this bulge in my hair that's going to be making
they can hear and see us perfectly.
me crazy. Okay. Let's see if I can redo my hair here. We're going to give this a second for a few people to tune in. It just doesn't want to work with me. There's nothing I can ever do. I'm trying to find me a hairpin.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Table.
Everywhere but here.
Yeah, fix that.
Okay, if you guys want to start typing in your questions, feel free to do that. Paul appreciates when you can include a name of anyone that you're referring to, living or deceased. And a lot of people have been asking about job stuff. So if you are planning on launching your own business, something like this, also include the name of that business. Your weekly horoscopes have already started going up on YouTube. Paul, let's leave it.
Okay.
Just forget it.
Yeah.
Okay, the hair is going to be what it's going to be. Always a battle. Okay. So, Paul, how many of those horoscopes have we gotten up so far? We'll have up by the end of the night, what, like half, probably?
Yeah, we'll have 3/4 up.
Okay.
Tonight.
So, by the end of the night, almost all of the horoscopes will be up. The rest will be going up tomorrow afternoon for the week, so check it out. I did tell them to start posting their questions for you.
I heard.
All right, and as long as everybody can hear and see, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a couple things real quick, and then Paul's going to start taking your questions. So we do have some additional free mini classes coming up here as part of the quarantine series. As the quarantine has extended, I've added more classes on. So we hope to have you join us for Intro to Law of Attraction and Manifestation on Friday, August 7th at 9 p.m. We have another one on the 23rd at 9 p.m. called Speak Up, Your Fear of Speaking Out. Another one coming up September 3rd. What is your gut telling you? A lot of people misconstrue what their gut is telling them. They assume that if they have some type of a premonition, they see synchronicities around them, they have a deja vu, they assume that's good, and it isn't always good. Sometimes it's a blatant warning to go in the other direction, but we're going to break down what exactly your gut is telling you. We have another one coming up on September 10th, 9 p.m., Our Fear of Dying. I'm going to help you to get past, beyond that. And we have Empaths and the Pandemic, Thursday, September 17th. Why are empathic people having such a different experience with the pandemic than the average individual is? Everything ranging from anxiety to feeling actually very comfortable in quarantine, to having premonitions of end times and apocalyptic visions. All of this is part of it. All right, very good. Looks like that's pretty much the lineup for classes. So, Paul, If you're ready, I'm going to do the intro here and we can get started. All right, very good. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera, psychic medium. I'm a Taino Arawak. This is the Ask Ivy show I do every Monday night at 9 p.m. where I take your personal and spiritual questions and I put up your on this night. Paul, my adorable assistant. How are you, Paul?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Paul will be taking your questions. He does appreciate if you could type them in clearly in the comments and include names of anyone that you're referring to, living or deceased, or even if you're asking about your job, if you could at least include, the general title or abbreviations. Okay? All right, very good. Paul, you want to get started?
I would love to. Okay, the first one we have is from Laura.
Okay.
She's wondering if her sister Kelsey, who is deceased, has any messages for her.
Laura?
Yes.
She wants to know if Kelsey
Correct.
has any messages. When Kelsey comes in here, she has a high vibration to her, and she's funny. And I don't want to say that she's trying to be funny as much as it just comes off as accidental. But I do feel that she is trying in situations in life that are difficult to find the silver lining. That's not the same as attempting to be humorous. That is about perseverance. That is about having a positive attitude, an attitude of gratitude, trying to be centered and rooted and grounded. And she says that she's helping you to do this. I do feel that you also try to do this in your life, not just for you, but also for others around you. So that if someone were heavy, she says, you would be the one to come in and be like, no, let's look at this situation. Let's find some humor. Let's find a different angle. Let's make a wisecrack about, well, it can't be this bad, or it could be more like this. And she's proud of you for that. She makes me feel like even if she is a little bit more on the immature side, or if she was the younger one or something like this, I do feel that she watches over you sort of in a mentor's way. And she says that where you are now, you're picking up a couple other people and trying to bring them to higher ground. So whether these are two people, these are two situations, she watches you lift these two and sort of forget about yourself when you have to do that. She said survival mode. And I think that it's really important to know, when to stop doing that, to pull back and start focusing back on yourself. And that's kind of where she steps back in, is to take care of you. And she's doing really well. Is happy, okay, where she is. She's just happy. She's celebrating. She's enjoying. She has this kind of mindset of, someone who liked to dream, someone who liked to think outside the box, and this intention toward discovery. And she's just experimenting and exploring a lot of really interesting things, and that keeps her stimulated. But watch for coins. So I do feel like watch for feathers also, but like we call them pennies from heaven. Watch for her dropping you little gifts. Okay.
All right. Very cool. We have one from TK.
Okay.
Who's asking, should I stay with the current company, or do you see me going to something new in the near future? And the initials of the company are EY.
Should you stay? Not necessarily. Do I see you going to something else? Only if you push. So what that's going to mean is that you're not going to get fired, you're not getting canned, you're not getting your position isn't being cut. I don't see anything like that. And sometimes that gets trickier because even though you're not technically where you're supposed to be, you're also not being pushed out. And it's going to require your free will, your intention to recreate another position. I think that would be wise, not because this is a terrible scenario for you at this current position, but more because it really isn't in alignment with your life contract. And when we look at your life contract, we're talking about the things that you signed on to do before you came to Earth. And I think that in this position, you don't have the right kind of leadership. I think you're not communicating with people, giving out the information that you really ought to be. I think that it's more of a business or a corporation or a job versus the healing and the guidance that you could be given. So it's very different from what you're naturally being called to do. Okay.
That's very good, very helpful. Lara said thank you for her answer.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay, and the next one we have is from Michelle.
Okay.
She says, questioning my back issues at the moment. I'm not sure if I should go ahead with surgery or dig deeper if there is more to the issue.
I think that you've got a 50-50 split here on this, meaning that 50% of the doctors might tell you there's not a whole lot more to do. You may as well go for the surgery. And 50% of the people you speak to would say there could be something more. And you never know. There are new and improved remedies coming out all the time. Seems like we're maybe jumping the gun a little bit. I feel personally I cannot prescribe or diagnose. But when I look at you with the medical intuitive eye, I feel like you have put up with this long enough. And while I am not a big fan of surgery or medications or doctors or anything, I do feel that there could be some benefit to this for you, because it's almost as though you're grinding down the healthy parts of your body by tolerating this discomfort. And I feel that these other solutions that you're digging around for are never going to get you as far as what this surgery probably will. Okay, so while I can't give any guarantees on that, there is the possibility of it being a good thing. And I do also think that you finding these other answers and solutions is something that may never really come to you fully. So it's almost like you're waiting on something that isn't there. You know, it's subtle things. There are some remedies, and those are things that you could apply before or after the surgery. It's not like the things that you are going to find are going to replace the surgery. It would be something you would do afterward to accentuate your healing and the maintenance of this situation long term.
Okay, very cool. We have one from Gloria. It says, hi, happy to be here. Happy to have you, Gloria. I would love to know about the future in my path as a midwife, and if I have my ancestors' support.
You do have your ancestor support. You have quite a few relatives actually here. One who feels like a paternal energy, and one who looks like a lady who would have done this. There's a tribal feeling here. So when I'm talking about ancestors, I'm not necessarily just talking about this bloodline for you. There is a lady here with very dark skin, looks native to me, and would have gotten up there in age. I want to say late 70s, early 80s. She's saying 78, like around 78. I see photographs of her. But we're going way back, and she would have actually done this work. So it's very possible that you were born into this life and have this in your bloodline. If you can't find that proof, it was there beforehand. So you know how to do this, and my sense with it is that it comes easy for you. I also think that you could find yourself being moved about. So obviously, if you're getting the call, if you're a doula, right, or whatever, a midwife, if you're getting the call, obviously you have to travel out to wherever these people are, but I'm talking about other states as well. So you may find that you go for some type of a training or a certification or for just additional hands-on practice in other states, something that looks to me almost like Arizona, or I feel like sometimes I'm in New Mexico. And I think that you're going to find the land, the atmosphere itself, the people pull you there. You may have some unfinished business there. So don't be surprised if this career takes you further out than you even thought it would. Looks good.
Sweet.
Yes.
TK said, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Michelle said, oh my God, yes, thank you. That is how I feel. Thank you, thank you. Exclamation points below. Good. Very good. Good stuff.
You're welcome.
All this on a Monday, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have booked it.
I would have. You're great.
Thank you, Paula.
Vanessa is asking, what does the future hold for me and my husband, Bill?
Well, that's pretty vague. I mean, I could spend an hour on that question alone. I mean, any particular area? Just you and Bill? You know, all I can tell you, because we're limited on time and this is a very vague question, is that Bill seems to not want to contribute a whole ton. And my feeling here is that he may be finding himself in a bit of a rut in some way. So whether this is affecting him, again, I cannot prescribe or diagnose, but whether this is affecting his health, or we would say mental and emotional well-being, okay, that could also be affecting his health. I feel him a little bit static and sort of stuck. I see him sitting on a couch, which is possible that that's literal. It's usually symbolic in my readings of someone being a little bit down, or someone feeling as though they don't really know passionately what direction they want to go in. And I feel that your energy is different from that. So it would appear that you're looking for something fresh, looking for something new, looking for something to do, looking to go somewhere, looking for this, looking for that, wanting. And you have a sense of, how do I want to say this? What do they say about energy? The law of energy, something in motion stays in motion, and something that falls flat stays flat, or won't move. We have conflicting energies here. So whatever I could tell you about the future, and that's a million other things, my sense here is that things won't be going much of anywhere unless you push and motivate them to do so. Okay?
Good stuff. Ashley says,
Okay.
I'm wondering if I will be getting the position at HY, or at least start getting a response from the places I've applied. It has been a little rough not working at all.
I think that you may very well get that job. I think that they're very happy to have you. They're also very distracted. So there could be a lot going on within the company where it's like, oh, thank God you're here. Now hurry up and learn and do this on your own, because there's a lot of other stuff going on. There is a sense of the company being discombobulated, and I don't think you should let that worry you. I think just focus on, what you're there to do, and don't expect too much, and be grateful for what it is. It's a paycheck. It's something right now that can offer you a stable income, but also some opportunities to learn a couple new tricks, getting a couple new tricks up your sleeve. There are, however, 2 other companies that you're going to be hearing from. The first one was from back 3, so that's 3 weeks, 3 months ago, and they didn't have room, and they didn't know what they were doing either. And so because there wasn't room, somebody had to get out of the way. Now that happened, and so you'll be hearing from them. They're going to want you right away. It's going to be almost like an urgent thing. And the other one is, I actually feel the other one having a lot of room for growth for you, and it may pay very nicely. So yeah, we have options here for sure.
Gloria posted, thank you so much for answering my question. How amazing. Wow. Made me very emotional. I'm crying. I really appreciate it so much.
The doula? It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's a great question.
You are really tapping in to what you were called here to do. It's always amazing to see someone living within their life contract.
Okay. We have one that is from the Silly Rabbit, who is asking about synchronicities and what messages are trying to be sent. So I just want to tell the Silly Rabbit that on September 3rd, we have a class here about synchronicities and learning to tap into what your psychic side is telling you.
Right. September 3rd, 9 p.m., free mini class, part of the quarantine series here on YouTube, is going to be what is your gut telling you, how to break down synchronicities, what they're saying, deja vus, your gut instinct, make sure you're getting it right. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on that with Q&A. So the question is...
Oh, it was just what's she getting, what she's supposed to be
What are you supposed to be getting from your synchronicities? Well, let me just say this. I would need some examples of what you're seeing to put the patterns together, because you have a lot going on in your life. So they're not just about one thing. Rarely is that happening. But I do want to tell people the reason I'm holding that class is because there is a lot of confusion about synchronicities. we tend to live in a society today that says anytime you see synchronicity, that's amazing, that's good, move toward it, it's a heads up from the universe. It is often a warning to go in the polar opposite direction. So I think that as you're seeing these, you need to start piecing them together and figure out whether or not they're showing at a time when you feel you should be pulling your energy back and examining something or somebody more, or do you feel that it's a head up and a push? It's going to be one or the other, and then we would have to break it down individually. Yeah.
Very cool. Vanessa said, yes, that is right on. Thank you. And Ashley said, okay, wow, thank you so much.
You guys are welcome. Thank you.
Very good stuff tonight. Okay. We have one from Megan.
Okay.
Who says, I see a lot of orbs on my baby's video monitor. Are they past loved ones like I hope they are?
Not always. So what happens, with the baby, and some of them have this early, depending on how the birth went. I won't get into it, but there can be things that increase our intuitive intelligence, during a pregnancy or a birth. And then we see the first major increase coming up at about 2 or 3 years old. And the baby would start to tap into certain brain waves that allows for them to see the spirits with their eyes and hear the spirits with their ears. So when you think your baby is cooing or talking, or they're interacting with something that isn't there, it is a spirit coming to communicate with them, and they see it as concrete as they see you. So until they're about 5 or 6 years old, and this happened to you, this happened to me, this happened to Polly, this happened to all of us, until we're about 5 or 6 years old, the right side of our brain doesn't start to develop, and the spirits that we're seeing with our eyes and we're hearing with our ears, we start to hear them in our head, and we start to see them more in our mind's eye. So things change a lot around that time. Your baby right now is on fire, And when a child has a heightened intuitive intelligence, or they're going through this change, we would see an increase in orb activity. And that is just spirits coming to interact, unless the baby is crying or seeming uncomfortable, being woken up by it. You really have nothing to worry about. I have a training called Intuitive Kids up on the website through the Ivy League Psychic Academy, and we start training children at about 3 years old. But that class is for all ages when you do reach that point where your child needs to start using discernment and put their foot down and set boundaries. But as of right now, I don't feel like it's anything to worry about. Is it all loved ones? No, definitely not. Some are.
Very cool. Lauren is asking for any messages from her Nana Estelle.
I see her sitting with, I don't know if it's like a biscotti or a cookie or like a tea. They seem to be changing. Now I feel like I'm looking at shortbread. I don't know. She may have liked these. And I feel like they used to make them in an assorted box, but I cannot remember. We're not Italian. I think they were Italian cookies or something. Anyways, I see her sitting with this cup of tea or cup of coffee and just dipping and talking and very laid back, just a very chilled, attitude about life. She just says, honey, things are going to come and things are going to go, and you don't have to react to everything, and you don't have to react to everybody. Not everything requires your energy, your attention, your talk, your response. A lot of things you could just sit back and just watch them come right in and pass right on by. And a lot of people are that way too, and that's okay. But you need to know the difference. Conserve your energy more. And she does also want to give you a rainbow. Now that can mean that prisms are showing up for you, rainbows in the sky. Watch for her in these, but it's also a symbol of prosperity for you, and it's rainbow after the storm. It's hopes and dreams coming true, and she's saying 222. I could be talking 2 days, but I feel like I might be talking more 2 weeks and 2 months. That you're going to have some type of a breakthrough with your circumstances, and a rainbow is always a bridge from an old way of life into a new way of life, and she's celebrating that with you. She's also talking about peace doves. So if you've been having trouble letting go of something or a situation, peace doves coming out of that rainbow. Okay. She talks to you a lot, telepathically, and is with you in your dreams pretty frequently. Pay attention. You get the ringing in your ears too, the tinnitus. So she's using clairaudience. Okay, you have that ability. Good.
On a related note, Terry says that before her father Larry died, he said that he was seeing rainbows. Does that have any significance?
Okay, so Terry, is that my cousin?
No.
Oh, that's okay. You're awesome anyways. Okay, so hold on a minute. So Terry said that
Before
her husband,
before her
father,
Larry died,
she was seeing rainbows?
he was seeing rainbows.
Oh, he was seeing rainbows. Well, you know, they start to see, and this can happen long before the actual passing. And if you were to have a loved one who's dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, you know, anything like this, in and out of a coma-like state, they would talk about things like this a lot. And those are part of what I call death coaching opportunities. So we have opportunities to use certain symbols and pieces of the language to better communicate throughout the dying process and then afterwards, so that we don't have a big giant gap in communication. One of the things that was happening with your father, I call it playing both sides of the fence. He had one foot in the spirit world and he had one foot in this world. And during that time, he was seeing a lot of symbology that he would then later use with you and other people. Okay, so the rainbow would definitely be one of them.
Very good. Okay. This one is from a Butterfly D, who says or asks, can I get a brief insight into my next serious relationship?
Well, someone will be stepping in before this more serious one, and I hope you don't give it too much time. I'm hearing joker, I'm hearing jokester, and you have a grandfather type who comes through wearing brown shoes. His shoes were important to him. He was thrifty, not cheap, thrifty. And he does keep an eye on you and is talking about learning lessons. All that glitters is not gold, and watch out for anyone who seems super charming and quick on the comebacks, quick on the move, quick to lock things down, quick to want to be there for you, quick to want to see you. Okay, after that, I do feel somebody coming in who, I want to say that you're an old soul. And I'm always telling my students that are old souls, stick with your kind. Do not waste time on these baby souls who need you and will drain you. I feel that you are an old soul. Very stable, rooted, grounded, intuitively intelligent. You know who you are. You know where you're headed. And you want to find someone who can match that energy, match that vibration. Not so that they carry you, or so that you can avoid having to carry them, but so that when you guys get eye to eye, everything just takes off, you know? And I think that this person also knows, you know, who they are and what they want, where they're headed. And it will flow very easily. I think that this has the potential to become a long-term relationship, or we could call that marriage, whatever you want it to be. I think that this person is also dealing with a couple things and will have to let go of some baggage. But if they do well with that, there will really be no walls. There will really be no barriers to that becoming something stable. Yeah, looks good.
Megan said thank you for the orb question. And
Welcome.
Terry said, thank you, Ivy. I wish I were your cousin.
We're all cousins. We're all
right.
brothers and sisters. It's all the same thing. You guys are welcome. Thank you.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Mimi.
Okay.
M-E-M-E.
M-E-M-E.
Yeah, with a space. Will Andrea want to hire me? A-N-D.
Yes. There seems to be a little competition there. I heard from your work guide and a gentleman who watches over you, paternal energy. Andrea doesn't want to hire anybody. But Andrea does want to hire a couple people because Andrea doesn't want this load on her back anymore. So it's this push and pull kind of a feeling, you know. This could be a hard read for you. I could see that. My sense is that you come in with a very capable attitude, and if I were to say that you need to outsmart any potential opponents here, it would be by coming in with that attitude. I am steady. I am here. I am not flaky. I am making eye contact. I understand what we're talking about. I have good comprehension skills. I am a go-getter. I'm a mover and a shaker. I'm innovative. I don't have to be told. This is going to allow for Andrea to get that monkey off her back and to be able to move on, with other things. So the other person seems to have a lot of potential, but is also maybe being pulled in too many other directions, or is like overqualified or something like this. I don't even know if you're hearing about this other person. I don't think there's anything to focus on at this point other than manifesting it for yourself, putting your energy out there. I would almost do my higher mind is talking to Andrea's higher mind, do a little session for maybe 10 to 15 minutes or so, where you're talking to her higher mind with your own, and you're saying, that I'm the most capable person for this job, that I'm going to work really hard, and that I'm deserving of it, and that this is going to take a load off of you, and you will not have to deal with replacing me here in a few months like you may with that other situation. Okay?
Very good. Butterfly said, beautiful read. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Lauren said, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I needed that. You were great.
Very good.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes. What a crowd tonight.
Yes, nice crowd.
Very nice.
Everyone's
very
super
nice.
grateful, good energy, positive energy. A lot of people tonight I can feel too. You're really moving in the right direction in your lives. A lot of people focused in the right place. Not a bunch of mumbo jumbo toxic garbage. Like, this is just a different crowd tonight. Very good.
Yeah, I love it. We have one from Jessie.
Okay.
She says, my brother Derek passed away and his birthday was 2 days ago. I was hoping he had a message for me about the new baby coming. We think my son will look like him and share his spirit.
Well, most certainly. I think you may be giving the name, so I don't know if you've already agreed to that. There's also talk of his name on a tattoo or a tattoo of him. And I think that the baby, whether this is the first name or the second name or a nickname, it felt to me like, I don't want to say he's reincarnating as the baby. That's not the case, but there is a lot of similarity. And I even feel in the eyes, and that can mean literally, that can also mean that this child will see the world the same way that I do. And there's a lot of humor there. There's a lot of pranking. There's a silliness. I also feel this baby being very connected to you, to the mother, and coming up, giving messages from your brother. So channeling. We have a medium. We have a little medium about to be born into the family. This is going to be a trip. Yeah, this is exciting. Very exciting.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He said he was with you in a dream. There's some talk of preparing for the baby, almost like finding a baby blanket, or he said, I'm trying to give you a baby blanket. It's almost like he's trying to gift you this object that is technically for the baby, but it's the type of thing you would give it like a baby shower. Okay, so just know that he is getting that over to you if you haven't already received it.